Hey, my loves, it's Mandy, aka Mandylicious. How you guys doing today? Um, I hope everybody has been well, and I just want to come on here and say thank you for all your support. I appreciate you guys. How's everybody been? It's been a rough day for me today, but I made it. You know, I started out with going to the store and jammed up the computers twice. I don't know what it is with registers, computers, ATMs. I'm like the one in a million that something happens to. I even had an ATM not too long ago take my $100, didn't get a receipt. They took it. I called the bank, and I never have issues really with anything. And I really have to. It has to be something pretty big for me to like call, because it could be $10 sometimes or something, and I can just like I don't want to deal with the hassle. But it took my $100, guys, and I was like, and then when I called them, they told me that okay, well, whenever the person goes back to the ATM, they'll see if there's a difference. And I get a call back, like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 days after, and these mugs told me that they didn't find it over. I'm like, wait a minute. How are you guys going to tell me that the ATM wasn't over? Don't you guys have cameras? Don't you guys have anything, that sees me put the money in, and I didn't get a receipt, like I jammed it up, and they literally told me, I'm sorry, ma'am, it's not over. And I was like, wait a minute. I need to talk to your boss, because there's no way that this ATM that's not even human is going to take my money and then I can't even get it back, let alone $100. Long story short, I got my $100 back. But um, I just want to talk to you guys today about a few things. Like I have so much race through my mind before I come on here, and then when I get on here, I go blank. But that's just a part of the uncomfortability of healing and doing stuff that you're not 100% into, but you have to do it. And part of my purpose is this, and it's just a lot of different things out here going on. And I noticed a lot of things with a lot of us hurting, and um, loving ourselves is huge, you guys. Like, loving ourselves is letting us know our worth. Like, if there's something we don't want to put up with, or if there's somebody that's not meeting us halfway or compromising, and we supposedly love each other, it's not good, because either one's just along for the ride because they're getting what they need out of it, or it could be a few different things, or they could be they're not ready, or it's just, or they could be scared, or they have a lot of stuff they need to fix themselves. But I just thank God that there is some good people out here that will be honest. And that's another thing, is like, I've been in situations where I'm 100% honest with somebody, and I'll tell them, look, I'm not looking for anybody, or I'm working on myself, and I'm good. Like, I have a lot to heal before, because this last relationship I get in, I want it to be my last, and I want to marry. I want to do everything right. And, well, I'm human, but for the most part, do everything right. And I just want to give it my all. And a problem with people is that they'll take that, instead of taking respecting me more for being honest, and having my boundaries, and know what I want. They take it as a challenge. And that's kind of tough, man, because it's happened most of my life, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. It's maybe when you're younger, you think it's cute, like, oh, I can get anybody, but no, I just want solid friends. I give out I give out what is given to me, and I always give out respect. But if it's not given back, or the love, or anything with good intentions, I don't want it, or I'll just push away, and whatever happens happens. But it's tough when you pretty much have to be alone most of the time because of certain things like that. And I've gotten used to it in life, but now that I'm older, I would think that everybody would be on the same page that I deal with or talk to. But there's nothing wrong with trying or being genuine, but when you're doing things to try to impress, or even if it's not being yourself, I don't want it. I don't want it, because you're getting all of me. I would want all of you, as far as a friend or associate, anybody I deal with. And for the most part, I'm good with everybody. I don't have really any enemies, and if I ever did in the past, because I was pretty wild and stuff, I really, really, really did apologize. And there's one person that, Friday night something happened, and I apologize. I truly do. This is a great experience that I'm going through in life, where you have to pick yourself up, and instead of being like just shut, like if we do something that we're ashamed of, or we make a mistake, guys, my first reaction used to be, I'll just not hide, but I won't get a hold of somebody, or I will just I didn't care. But now that I've been healing, and if I make a mistake and I know it was wrong, man, that stuff kicks my butt. Like, it really kicks my butt, and I don't ever want to make a second mistake like I am, because it isn't who I am. And a lot of times when we make mistakes, sometimes, guys, it could be when we're drinking, just doing stuff we shouldn't be doing, or not that we shouldn't be drinking, but we shouldn't, but control it. And I rarely drink, so if I drink, I kind of, it don't take much. And what happens when I drink, I'm pretty. It's not that I'm pretty hard on the outside, as far as I'm very outgoing and happy, but when it comes to like feelings, and when it comes to when it comes to feelings and expressing them, I'm learning, and I'm getting better at it, instead of suppressing them. But I'm a person that, if any of you guys out there too, if you love hard, okay, so it's either like this with me. It's all or nothing. And I know there's a lot of us out here that it's like, either we're just associates, or we're 100% friends. Or if I really like somebody, when I drink, I come on too strong. But yet the whole time, I didn't really show much emotion or expression, or I would just be kind. And when you let them emotions out, when you intoxicated or anything, it gets a little rough, because when somebody can't get your if somebody can't get your love, or you showing them how you feel, or telling them, and then all at once, out of nowhere, you just attack them with a bunch of, it's not bad, but it's more of like how you feel, and then some. Like, it's with me, it goes on 10 times harder, so it sounds like it's coming off aggressive. And that's where I'm trying to find the middle ground, or at least be able to, if I know that person and I'm trying to get with them, or if I'm trying to talk to them, or if I really like them, I got to find that middle ground. And that's tough when you go from all or nothing your whole life, and not finding the middle ground. But we all live and learn. I'm very blessed. I'm can't take anything back. You can only move forward. Every time we all mess up, we have to move forward. But we also have to try to get ourselves out of that shame, or that guilt, or, man, I messed up. Like, I believe when you do something wrong and the other person forgives you, it'll come back around. Like, you'll get that second chance, if you're just honest, and don't hide, or don't, you know, just be straightforward, and just take it as it comes, even if it hits hard. And I'm learning, and this journey has been amazing, you guys, because I had to get on and do this video now, because this whole week, the other day I got on here and did 5 videos on my phone. So when I finished the first video, well, the reason why I got on the video at that time is because my car wouldn't start. So I was like, okay, this has got to be happening for a reason. I'm going to go inside and do a video. So I do a video, and out of nowhere, it was like 17 or 18 minutes, it stopped, and it was saying SD card not working. I'm like, oh no, please don't do this to me, because in all reality, these videos, they're getting a little bit easier, but they're not. So it's like uncomfortable. I just come on here and say how I feel at the moment, or what's going on. So I had to redo this. I redid the second video. I was like, you know what? This is just, bad energy coming against me, or, the devil. And I went and did the second video. Man, guys, out of nowhere, it just didn't save. I was like, all right, let me get my other phone. So I get my other phone and I go for the third video. What happens is I didn't have Wi-Fi on this phone. So I started clearing space because these phones, they download the videos. It takes a while, sometimes 2 hours to upload. So I have this computer right here in front of me, and all I have to do is put this cord in. And my brother told me, but you know, Mandylicious, man, I just, sometimes it takes repetitiveness, like me doing something at least 2 or 3 times for me to process it or remember it. And this ADHD, I don't know what's going on with that, but it's as I'm getting older, or you know, the more trauma we all go through, it's just, I used to multitask and everything. Now I can barely do. You know, I got to stick to one thing, and then I'll forget something. But it's all good. I'm accepting myself, loving myself for who I am. There's only one Mandylicious. There's only one of you guys out there, and we all have something special or something fun about us that it just brings people around, or we're grateful and thankful, and we understand each other. And I've had a hard time in life of people understanding me, and then, you know, I have to get defensive, and then now I'm at the age where it's like, actually started just like a month ago, I got to stop being defensive. I just got to let everything play out how it is, because, you know, if nobody understands me and they assume and they don't really know me, then why am I going to argue it? Like, cut my hair, guys. I cut it like 4 days ago. It feels good. I want to thank somebody. Brian, you're awesome sauce. I went to go to a friend's house, and when it's dark in the country up here, it's very hard to see, and I got stuck in the mud. I went to turn around because my GPS said signal lost, because in the country up here it's not too good. I got the phone. My phone is from Florida, so the towers and signal is horrible in the country, and I lost signal, so I thought I passed the road, and I went to go turn around, you know, on the side of the road, and next thing you know, I'm in a bunch of mud. But the horrible part about it is most people could have got out of that. And your girl here, Mandy, like I was, I got stuck in the mud, and then I get out, I look for something in my car, because in my mind, for everything, there's always a way. So I got out of my car. I got like this 2-ton jack, so I took the handle of the jack, and I went underneath each tire, and like was pushing the mud from under my tire so I can back up as a 2-wheel instead of a 4-wheel. Man, it still didn't work. So they, you know, Brian and his crew saved me. Thanks, guys. You guys are awesome, man. It was funny because one of their friends called, and they're like, "Who's the dumbass that got stuck in the mud?" And I was like, "It's me, Sally." Man, I swear, 1 in a million things is only Mandy. But you know what? I take it with a grain of salt now. Instead of getting mad, everything happens for a reason. And you know what? It also shows who your true peeps are. Like if you're used to doing everything on your own, and you don't really try to depend on anybody, and then when you have to, it's hard to ask sometimes. But you know what, guys? Sometimes stuff happens for us to humble ourselves to be able to ask, because I gotta get out of that, you know, pride, independent, and just be humble. Like, I guess back in the day, like my brother was telling me today, you know, back in the day, you know how us older ones are raised old school and stuff. It's not the same anymore. Like, everything's switched up, and which is fine. I have no issues with that. But when I choose to be alone and independent, I'm grateful for, you know, some friends and my sons. But this car thing that's been happening to me, it's Mandy, sit down and do your videos. You know, even if I help one person, I'm very grateful and happy, and I'm fulfilling my purpose. If I want to be out here and be a motivational speaker, I have to start somewhere. And even though this is uncomfortable, I have to discipline myself more, and I have to keep doing this, because I noticed the further away I walk from this purpose, or if I'm, you know, I'll do a video tomorrow. It's okay. And tomorrow comes, I don't do it. I got it tomorrow, the next day. Keep pushing it off. Anything in life we got going on. Like, you know how many times I wanted to stop doing this video because my patience of, like, we all have to start somewhere. I don't care if it's 2 people you have, 500,000 people you have. It's all about who you touch, their hearts, their souls, or who can understand. I wanted to stop. I'm like, man, my YouTube shorts are getting more views than my actual videos. And then now what it is, I think it's the video, even if it's 100 views, 70, 60, they're getting more views now than the shorts because you guys come back to watch the videos. YouTube has a thing of repetitiveness. Like if people keep going back to watch the same thing, that's what they're pushing out there. And I'm grateful and thankful for you guys. That told me a lot, shows me a lot, and I just got to keep believing and having faith and focus, stay focused. We all have to do that in life. We have to stay focused, because I don't know if you guys ever noticed, like, if you know you're supposed to be doing something, for instance, like you pray every night or you read your Bible and you stop doing it, and it gets a lot easier to not do it than to keep doing it. Or anything uncomfortable in life, guys, anything uncomfortable. When you're doing stuff uncomfortable, or when you have people hating on you for no reason, you're doing something right. I promise you. Because I've had people, I'm the same everywhere I go. Hey, how you doing? I might not be the one to sit there and talk for 10, 15 minutes, or I might just give you a hug and go, or anything. I'm the same person, but what happens is, if I don't do what I'm supposed to be doing, just like, for instance, my car, it's gonna. I'm starting to have a love and hate with that car, man. But then again, that car has got me to Florida and back last year 4 times, and that's a 24-hour drive one way almost. And I've been nice to her. I've had a little patience, but I'm also realizing that, Mandy, you have to stay steady, continuous on your videos, because if I want to get to the next level in life, which will be, I'm writing the book and some more poems, and I want to have a excuse me, I want to have a Mandylicious candy bar. I want to have a laundromat, and then I'm going to have a restaurant next to it with soul food or different food, curry, chicken, anything different than what they have in this town. You can't find in the small towns, you can't find a lot of things that you find in the big cities. Or you could do different things. You could be creative and make your own little hustle. But when it comes to like food, everybody loves food. Now, if you have different varieties, because you got all your little Applebee's, or what's some places called, Frischers, Buffalo Wild Wings, and McDonald's and all that. But if you come out in your little town, if you live in a little town, guys, and you got a little bit of money, or start cooking from your home, start cooking out your house. I know my son's aunt, her name's Star. She can cook, boy, and she sells out. She makes it and sells it, and that's amazing. Like, that's definitely a start for anybody who wants to get their own restaurant or rent a place. You can always start at home, just like tattooing. Before you get a shop, you usually start tattooing at home. You have people come over, if you trust them and stuff, and then you move on to your own shop. It's a process, guys. And my problem with this is that it's step by step. And if I can't be continuous in my life and do what I'm supposed to do as far as these videos, just one video every night, how am I going to fulfill my purpose? How am I going to stay consistent on my purpose? Like, everything in life is not going to be comfortable that we're supposed to do. And that's why you have to be out here and be loving and humble and help others, because you never know when you're going to need them. Did I ever in a million years think I'm going to get stuck in the mud? No, like, it was embarrassing, yeah, but I sucked it up, because that kid, I guess when you live up north, and who does that? Who gets stuck like that? Or Mandy. But it's cool though. Like, I have an open mind and a personality that, unless I'm in a really bad mood or something, it might not be cool at the moment. But it's just all about loving and caring. Like, if I didn't treat others with respect, or if I'm mean to these people, even if they're supposedly my friends, but I'm just like a mean person, it's not going to get us nowhere. We have to sit down and find ourselves and try to get rid of that hurt and pain and find the roots of all of our problems. Like, there was an example I used today. What was it? Me and my brother were talking, and he mentioned something, and I'm like, well, what, you got to find out what the root of what triggered you to be mad. And then when you find that root, you definitely could go deeper. And if you go deeper, I'm telling you guys, when you go deeper past this little roots and stuff, and really, really, really find the reason to, like, why somebody triggered you for that situation, you will open your chakra. You will open up so much doors. Like, even with certain people that come in our lives, because a lot of people come in our lives to help us. A lot of people come in our lives to give us a lesson. And a lot of people can come in our lives to stay. It depends where we're going and the vibrations and what energy you want around you. Like, what I want to do, I have to meet, which does happen when I'm consistent on what I'm supposed to do, guys. Great things come. Like it could be, for instance, my friend, Becky, on Friday. It's crazy. It's amazing, guys, when you're doing what you're supposed to do. So you might not get all the money in the world, for real, like, but you're gonna have everything you need. And then the more consistent you are, the more work you put in. It's like everything's handed to you. And do I want that? No. I mean, like, will I accept it? Yes. But I'm learning how to humble myself to realize the universe and Jesus is out here, moving through all of us in certain different ways. Like it can be like how they pushed me out of the mud today. That was awesome sauce. Like, because who else would have I had if I didn't have anybody else, and I'm not doing anything to fulfill my purpose, and I'm out here being mean, I would have been stuck all night, or I would have walked home. My car would have been there. Like it just could have been all bad. But one thing I noticed is that the more I do what I'm supposed to do, even down to writing poems or anything, like I said Friday with the jacket, out of nowhere, I'm like, why are you giving me this jacket, Becky? And she says, oh, I don't need it. It's fine. And you know what, guys? It was a perfect jacket. Like, it's two in one. It's a black jacket that's two of them, which is great for me because I'm always cold. And then when it warms up, like, it was like 50 degrees the other day, and I unzipped it and wore the other jacket, and it was perfect. Like, that's what I mean. Like, we might not get everything that we want because, come on, guys, like, some stuff that we want, especially if you're spoiled or anything out here, stuff will make you a lot. If you're really spoiled and you have like a uppity up attitude, or you want this and that, and you're not grateful or appreciative for it, a lot of times we have to lose a lot of things in life just to realize what we really have in our lives. It's not about material things at all, but we get everything we need. Even if it's a bill that needs paid, something comes up, the universe and Jesus always come through. You got to have that trust 100%, no matter what. That trust, because when you have that trust, like I said, I wanted to give up on the YouTubes, but then I'm like, man, I've come this far. I made this, I think it's 2 months in I am, and I should have made at least probably 8 or 9 more videos. I have to be more consistent. I have to be. I want my purpose to fulfill. I want to fulfill it, and I will fulfill it. But if I start like how I've been, I haven't been consistent lately on these. My car's been messing up. Just a lot of weird things happen that don't normally happen. So that's a sign to me, like, okay, what's going on? I know everything happens for a reason, but it doesn't always mean it has to do with people or anything out here. It all has to do with ourselves. If the car breaks down on me like it does a lot lately, and I swear when I'm done, it's going to be brand new. But so will I, like, because it's breaking down to make sure that I stay home and make these videos, and things will happen in our lives to make sure that we need to check ourselves. And a lot of times with me, people can tell me things, but I have trust issues, so I'm learning how to trust. But people could tell me things, and I'll be like, whatever. Like, I'm thinking they're just saying it because either they're miserable, or their intentions. They might have a little jealousy, or I just have trust issues. Period. It's always one of the three, or if not more, assumptions on things, and it's not. It's not the way to go. Like, I definitely have to start letting things process or sink in more. But in all reality, also, I have to learn the hard way, and that's dumb. Like, it's really, really dumb. But I have to learn the hard way because I'm not trusting. And the more I sit down and trust, I'm realizing the universe and God is bringing what I need in my life, or who I need in my life. Because no matter what, when I leave something, or if I haven't talked to somebody in a long time, it is nothing against them at all. It's just that either I'm in my own world, or I'm trying to fulfill what I do, or I'm turning into a turtle, which means everything is like sinking in more. I'm feeling my feelings. I'm processing things at them moments, but I also sometimes I can get in that for like 4 or 5 days, and I'm allowing it too long. And I was talking to my brother today, and he says, you just have to what happens is when trauma happens in your life, I've had so much trauma, guys. Like, I know we all have different traumas, but we've all had traumas. When so much happened in your life, and when I used to turn into a turtle, I just shut out everything. And what happens is our brain, every time we've had trauma, or every year around the same time when a family member or anything dies, like certain dates that we remember, in our mind, the trauma is repetitive. It's over and over each year. It's the same thing that's happened, and we have to change that mind frame. We have to get ourselves. So, for instance, it's okay for me to turn into a turtle for a day or two, but when it turns into 3 or 4 days and I'm shut off from the world, I'm allowing it to happen too long because my brain is so used to the trauma, and I'm always sinking into myself. But instead, this time, me being a turtle, I'm not. I'm not sitting there depressed, crying. I'm actually, well, I mean, crying, there is some of it because it's purging it and letting it out, the feelings, and feeling my true feelings. But when I let it go on for days, it's still repetitive. It's still going over and over in my brain, and I turn into that turtle. But once I start getting out of that past 2 days, it's going to be even more amazing. Like, it's baby steps for me, because a lot of things in the past that I didn't think I was doing wrong, or I thought I was always right, kind of, because I'm like, I'm out here trying, and I was so darn wrong. And it happens to a lot of us out here because, some of us, being independent and doing everything on our own and being disappointing our whole lives, and people try to tell us things, we don't listen, or we don't take advice, or it goes in one ear out the other, or we don't process it in our brains right away. In all reality, most of them are out here to, they're helping us, and they're trying to tell us. But my brain, I don't know what's going on with my memory. Like, it's really weird. I'll remember certain things, or they'll come back to me, or I process it later. And it's okay to have that happen. It's definitely okay, but I need to get a grip on things even more. But sometimes if I got to do 5 things in one day, or if I have to go to the store, do laundry, do different things, my mind is focused on those. And when I get sidetracked, or somebody asks to do this or that, I could literally, my son can ask me to pick him something from the, let's say the gas station, and I'm next door at the laundromat. I will literally go to the laundromat and get my clothes out and stuff, and totally forget to go get what he asked me for. So maybe there's some natural herbs out here or something that can help me, because I've learned to accept myself more, though. Like, because I used to say, oh, I'm a f up, and if I didn't f up, it wouldn't be Mandy. But now, even if I do say it, like, I'd be mad at myself back then. But now, if I do say it, I accept it. Like, I have to accept it, and I turn my mind frame to a different. Like today, getting stuck in the mud, there's a reason for that. It could have been if I went 5 minutes down the street, I could have hit a deer, I could have hit a car could have hit me. There's a reason why everything happens to us, guys, and we don't figure it out. Sometimes in 10 years, 5 years, 4 years, sometimes we figure it out right away. Like, oh shoot, I should have did this instead of going doing that, or getting mad and doing this. It's tough, man. It's very, very tough to shift our brains. Like, so when I turn into a turtle now, I'm going to definitely get uncomfortable, try to call somebody, or go visit somebody, or go for a walk, or just do video. Like, I have to do something to change that mind frame of mind of just sitting in myself and allowing it for too long. That's for sure. And it's very hard. Like, next time this happens, I'm definitely gonna push myself to try it, and just see results. Like, we're to get results, we're uncomfortable an awful lot in life. I'm telling you, like, we have to do the things that it's so easy to push off, or it's so easy to be like, oh, next time. And no, we have to conquer things now. And for me to sit here and tell you guys that, I have to be on tomorrow, the next day after, the next day. I have to be able to. You guys have to receive you guys will receive what I'm saying, but I also have to do what I say. And that's a huge thing on all of us. There's little things in life that, oh yeah, I'll call you later. Something even as simple as that. In my mind, if I'm busy that day, I might come home late at night. It'd be like 12, and I'll be like, shoot, I forgot to call that person. Simple things like that. What if somebody's, what if that phone call that you would have made earlier that day would have made their whole day? Like, we really have to do what we say out here, guys. We have, and that's where you get more respect too. And you give respect, and you start building your self-esteem. What you say you do, how you treat people is how you get treated. And if not, if you get treated wrongly or badly for no reason or anything, that means that you probably shouldn't be around that person, because they're just going to bring your levels down when you're really trying with other things. So, but listen, I love you guys. I will be on here tomorrow. I promise, to myself and to you guys. Um, I could probably go on for another hour right now. I have so much that comes to me, but I try not to make them really, really, really long, because a lot of people, stop listening, or if they will be long soon, I don't know. I'll figure it out, or just go with the flow. And to that person, I'm truly sorry. I really am. And everything's gonna be good for us in life, guys. It's good, we make our life how we make it. And that saying is pretty much true, because no matter what in life, we're gonna have obstacles and stuff. But if you have a one mind track on your goal or what you're gonna do, you're going to get there. But we have to put in the work. We have to believe and trust in ourselves. And I'm doing that much better now. I have my days. We all have our days. And we're human, guys. We're human. Don't ever forget that. The biggest thing of a human is our feelings, love, everything. Because I always say, if I did not have these feelings of love or human feelings, I wouldn't be human. There's no way it'd be like a robot without feelings. Robots don't have feelings. I don't want to be a robot, but that's how some of us become. And we don't even realize it until we hurt people that we don't realize we're hurting, because our patterns over and over of the same thing. We have to get out of our shell. We have to get out of our box. Even if it's one little step at a time, guys, we can do it. I'm still working on everything. Like, every time I fix something or I think I'm good, man, guys, like, we never realize how messed up or how much we need to fix until we start fixing it. But I'm going to tell you what, when I fix them, it gets better and better. Instead of repeating all them patterns and the same cycles that I'm breaking, I might go back 2 steps, but I'm not going back 10. I'm not going back 10 like I used to. That's when you know, like, you're repeating the same cycle, is when you go back 10 consistently with the cycle. And I'm living and learning. I'm growing just like everybody else. We all go at our own pace, and just be humble, guys. I really love you guys. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you guys. And you got this. I got this. And I'll talk to you later, and I'll talk to you soon. Love you. Thank you.